All right, welcome everybody. I'm Elle Ingalls, your host for the Pressure Free Conference, this leadership conference, where I'm featuring some really beautiful speakers. And I'm so excited to introduce you to Darrick. When Darrick and I got on a call together, I just felt so much synergy. It almost makes me cry. Like we just had an interesting connection, as I do with all my speakers, and your background and everything. So I would love for you to introduce yourself, Darrick, and then just take us in, and we'll just make this a very organic conversation. Okay.
Awesome. Yes. So, first, absolutely thank you for just the opportunity to come on this platform and serve and share and just provide some information to provoke the thoughts of others, right? But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Darrick Lamar. I am a 25-year Army veteran. I'm still here. I got all my limbs. I'm in my mind most days. But anyway, I am a motivational speaker and a mental performance coach. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 7. I'm a grandfather of 11. Yeah, you heard that right. 11. I know I don't quite look it. That is absolutely who I am. And I just love to help people get unstuck, right? I love to help people get unstuck. And today I was really pondering about what I'm going to talk about. And I wanted to focus on the freedom of life. What does that even really mean? What freedom? You know, we use these terms so free, so loosely. And me being a former service member, we always say stuff like freedom isn't free. Or what's the cost of freedom, right? But I'm here to tell you that the freedom that you need, the freedom that you deserve, is the freedom that you have within yourself. See, some of us don't even give ourselves permission to be free to do anything. I mean, are you free to speak how you want to speak? Maybe not in all platforms or situations. Are you free to just move around how you choose to? Maybe not, because of the audience that's around. Maybe you got to go to this place and you have to dress a particular way, but you're not free in that. But I want you to be free within yourself. Now let's break down the word freedom for a second. What does freedom really mean? I like to break it into 2 pieces. The first part being free. What does free mean? Without charge, restriction, or boundaries. Imagine your life without charge, without restrictions, without boundaries. Now that'd be amazing, right? Now we're not talking about that you could just be out here breaking laws of the land. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying true freedom within yourself. No boundaries within yourself. Because see, we put restrictions on ourselves.
Yes.
A lot of times the thing that's stopping you from doing what you want to do is you. But we're gonna get into that in a minute. The second part of freedom is the dumb part, right? D-O-M. And I'm not saying dumb as in loss of mind, stupid, non-intellectual. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying as in dominion, as in reign, as in control, as in strength and power over. See, you got to have limitless boundaries, but maintain dominion and control over yourself. A lot of people like to use the words emotional intelligence. If you contract or grow some emotional intelligence, this is where you learn to control your emotions in any environment. Someone makes you absolutely mad, you don't just lose it, You take in their thoughts because that's their perspective and it's only opinion. And you understand that life is based on your perception. Life to everyone is based on their perception of what's really happening. So everything has different views. Now that I've kind of blew your mind out of the box a little bit, let me reel you back in a little bit. So I want to ask you a series of questions today. And each and every one of them, I'm just asking that you not just do this for me, but do it for yourself. Answer the question as honest as possible to you. It's the only way you're going to free you. It's the only way you're going to remove the boundaries from you. It's the only way you're going to gain some dominion, some reign, some strength, some power over you. It's the only way you're going to get some freedom for you. All right? So just answer the questions honestly. First one. How do you see yourself? Like, what do you not physically look like to you, but how do you view yourself? I mean, are you a quiet type? Are you timid? Do you have low self-esteem? Or are you confident? Or are you arrogant? What are some attributes about you that describe you based on how you see yourself? Now, listen, your perception of you is yours, and it's fine. Again, these questions are for you to answer for you. No one can give you a wrong answer. No one can change this answer but you. So I want you to make sure that you answer this question honestly. See, because most of us, even when I introduced myself, I told you all of the titles: 25-year Army veteran, dad, husband, right? But is that who I am? Is that who I am? No, that's what I've done. That's what I do. But who am I? Hey, I'm a guy that loves to joke. I love meeting people. I love sharing. I love to serve. I just love life in general. That's who I am. On top of all of the titles that were earlier discussed. So who are you and how do you see yourself? Same question, just two different phrases. Who are you and how do you see yourself? They run together simultaneously, okay? Make sure you take some time to do that. And trust me, as this progresses, I want you to, in the military, we would say you're digging a foxhole, right? And a foxhole is a fighting position. And every day you had to go out to your foxhole and improve it, because every day it's going to change. The landscape changes. Maybe some leaves blew and now they can see your fighting position. So you got to improve your fighting position every day. So I want you to improve your answers to these questions daily. Okay, now we're going to move beyond how you see yourself. But now let's look at, how do others see you? How do you perceive that others see you? Like, does it bother you that someone thinks this about you? Does it bother you that someone thinks that about you? Or do you believe that they just think you're an all-around nice person? Or maybe most people say, I don't care how people feel about me, but you do. We all do. What other people think about you matters. But do you get the perception that they think about you the way you want to be seen? Think about that, because that's going to dig deeper into where we're going with this. In order for you to get some freedom, do you look like you want to look to the people looking at you? As a leader, yeah, you're not there to really make friends, but you want to be accepted. You got to grow some respect of your people, the people that's counting on you to lead them, that's trusting you to make these decisions, that's trusting your intellect, that's trusting your guidance. They have to have a particular perception of you. Are you giving them the perception that you want them to have of you? Just let it go. Let it simmer a little bit. I'm going to take you somewhere. I promise I'm going to bring you back. I promise. Yeah, I promise I'm going to bring you back. Okay. So we got 2 questions. Well, really 2.5 questions, right? Okay. The third question, and this might even be a really tough question. This is a really tough question because initially most people are going to get it absolutely wrong. Have you ever lied to yourself? We all have done it. Listen, we all have told lies to ourselves because we're the easiest person to lie to. I mean, you've told yourself, yeah, I'm going to start that diet tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I'm going to exercise in the morning. Oh, yeah, don't worry about that task. I'm going to get it done before the night's over. I'll be over there to see you next week. Tell the family I'm coming for the holiday. Didn't quite make it. Yeah, no problem. I'll cook dinner. Oh, I forgot. At least that's what you said. You said you forgot. But the truth is, you just pushed it off and told yourself a lie. Whatever you got to tell yourself to get by. You know, all those little lies. My question to you also is, how long are you going to lie to yourself? How long are you going to tell yourself the things that you tell yourself? See, because we're not the kindest people to ourselves. Okay. All right, I'm talking to myself. It's just me. I'm the only person that kind of talk bad to myself. When you do something wrong, when you know you messed something up, who's the first person to jump on your back? You. Man, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, if I would have just. Listen, you have to give yourself some grace. You have to give yourself just a little bit of encouragement. You have to speak positively over yourself. You owe it to yourself. If you're going to wait for the rest of the world to give you the positive talk that you need daily, the affirmation that you need daily, you probably got another thing coming. You got to be able to speak these things over yourself. Like, yeah, I am a good guy. I am a great leader. I am the leader that these people deserve to have. But you also have to say these things without lying to yourself. Some people will say, speak it so that it will become, right? So sometimes you got to lie to yourself to get you to the truth. Yeah, I'm a strong guy. I can do this. I'm not afraid of anything. But in actuality, you're scared. But by telling yourself that you have this courage, you get it done. Now that you've gone through the process and you've done it, you now have the courage. You now have the courage based on the experience. So you lied your way through, you lied your way through the experience to get you to the confidence level that you needed. I'm telling you, don't lie to yourself anymore. Speak truthful, confident, and positive affirmations over yourself. Start with I am. And speak these things of the things that you want to change about yourself. See, going back to the questions that I asked you earlier, how do the people around you see you? How do you see yourself? And all of the things that you don't like about yourself, all of the things that your people see when they see you, that you don't want them to see when they see you, then this is your opportunity to change that stuff. If they look at you as this grumpy boss, right? This bossy boss, this boss that doesn't really do much, doesn't even get their hands dirty with us anymore. They just bark orders. If they look at you as the micromanager, but micromanagement gets you the results you need, but you don't like that feeling of being the micromanager, this is your opportunity to change that. See, because what I learned is that leaders lead. And the best way to lead is to just do it. You have to just do it. There's too much riding on it. There's too many people depending on you. So take the opportunity to speak positive over yourself so you can be the leader that you want to be, the leader that they deserve, the leader that's going to take them forward, the leader that's going to show up. How do you show up every day? See, we all go through life and every day is not a great day, but it can be. It's all based on how you look at the circumstances. I tell my wife all the time, if something goes wrong with me, I won't allow myself to be upset or be in it more than 20 minutes. I give myself about 20 minutes in it. And sometimes I go all the way in it. I go all the way in it. But over those 20 minutes, I start looking at the different perspectives of it. I start looking at the different views of it. I actually step outside of it and look back into it. Don't worry, it's a gift. It'll come to you. It takes time. Everybody can't do it. But if you are able to remove yourself from a situation and look back into it and find the positive in it, you won't remain in a negative mindset. You won't remain distraught. Don't let anything just take you off your position and blow your top, because you cannot effectively lead with your mind in shambles. So what I say to you is speak positive over yourself. You owe it to yourself, right? You deserve that, right? Your people deserve that. Okay, now let's go back. As a leader, when you got placed in the position that you're in, is it the position that you asked for? Is it the position that you saw for yourself? Like, this is what you always wanted to do. Is this your dream position? Or is it a stepping stone? Or did it just happen? You know, someone saw some characteristics in you and said, hey, you'll be good for this spot. And this wasn't even in your lane. This ain't even what you planned on happening. But now it's here. How do you want this? How do you want this to look? If you don't notice anything else, understand this. All of the questions that I asked you requires you to visualize. It requires you to visualize. So as far as being a leader, are you in the position that you asked for? And if you dream of being in a particular leadership position, If you dream of being a particular type of leader, what does that look like? I mean, you got to really dig down deep into the details of it. Are you going to hound people with emails all day? You're a corporate leader. You just sending emails and sitting in meetings all day. Is that the leader that you want to be? Or are you going to be the executor to make things happen? The person that people can count on to get it done. The person that's not scared to make a decision under stress. A person that deals with stress quickly. Okay, this is a stressful moment, but you keep it cool. Because you focused on the end of the mission. You focused on the target that's down the road. You're focused on the end results. Someone has to be, when the whole team is rattled because everything's going crazy, someone has to be the steady mind. Why not you? And if you can think of a reason why it's not you, then that's the reason that you need to change it. Like this, again, this is your opportunity to change some things, to tweak some things about you, to free yourself from who you are to become who you want to be. Freedom in yourself. See, because that was the purpose of this whole talk for me, was to help you to not just be who you are, but to become who you really need to be. But you can't get to where you want to go if you don't know where you are. So all those questions asking you who you are, how do others see you? How do you see yourself? Is this position that you're in the position that you wanted to be in, or do you visualize it differently? Meaning, where do you want to go? So you got the destination, let's put it in the GPS and let it take you. You have to be intentional about your actions. Don't be lax on learning. Don't be lax on growing, so you can be the leader that you want to be, the leader that you visualize yourself being. Because you can't stay in the same position and be that person. Right. And you can't do the things that you used to do and be that person. Because if you could be that person doing what you used to do, you'll already be that person.
So listen, good.
I hope I gave you enough to chew on, right? Just enough to chew on.
Yeah.
Just enough to chew on, right?
It is really good. And I love that question. Is this the position that you asked for, dreamed about? Is it a stepping stone? That digging deeply into all these questions is important, but that one there just really spoke to me, Darrick. That's because sometimes we just find ourselves in a situation and like you say, you got promoted because you had this skill set, and oh, okay. I have a friend who was put into a job that she actually hated it, but she's so good at it, but then she just left because it was not what she wanted,
Dreamers dream. And the question is, as adults, why do we stop dreaming? Why do we stop visualizing? Why do we stop? Because we got responsibilities, because life, as we say, life starts lifing. And we just push that dream, we push that visualization to the side, and we just start executing in life. But we need to execute internally so we can bring that visualization back to the front. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like to call it the shift. The shift. Yeah. This is what I do. I help people create a shift in their life. And shift is not an acronym. It's an actual shift from one position to the next position.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, Darrick. So how do you help people? Do you coach people one-on-one or just motivational speaking? Share a bit about that.
So the motivational speaking aspect is for the masses.
Right.
when I don't have a lot of time, I got a hot hour to create a shift in an environment. Okay. So before going in, of course, I know where they are based on the people that brought me in to speak. I know where they, but I also know where I got to take them. So I just provide that ride. I provide that transportation down the street and create the shift. But then I do one-on-one coaching. I do one-on-one coaching. My website is down right now, unfortunately,
Oh, no problem. Well,
as things be. But I mean, if people are interested in one-on-one coaching for the shift method, the shift technique, feeling stuck, you want to get there, but you don't know how, let's walk through it. And it's no one thing. Like you might want to exercise and don't know how to get yourself in the mindset to get there. I'm not a physical trainer, but I can show you how to get your mind right to do it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a CEO of a business, but I can help you get your mind right to run your business right. So however people are stuck, it all starts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Corinne just typed in, it all starts with a mindset change, just like what these questions are that you're bringing forward for us today. It's really cool.
I hope this is able to get some thoughts provoking to snap in there and people can begin to get the shift that they need.
And I want to speak to your leadership for a moment, because Darrick is actually at a big conference right now with his mentor. And he was willing to just step in for this time with us, because that's what a pro does. That's what a pro does. A pro doesn't say, no, I'm too busy. Pro says, I'll find a way to make it work. And you found a way to make it work and come in here with us today. I'm just really, really grateful for that, because I just, as in the industry we're in, we see it all. And the fact that you live your leadership, that's what that spoke to me. Like you didn't say, oh, let's wait until your next one in September, whatever you got. Like, no, I'm in. And so I just really, really appreciate that. And it was beautiful to see, Darrick.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I believe that integrity is big with me, and words matter. And it pains me to say I'm gonna do something and then I don't do it. That hurts. It just hurts. So,
well, it just comes back to your second question about lying to ourselves, right?
Right. I made a commitment, so I wanted to make sure I lived up to that.
So beautiful. Well, I really, really appreciate it. And Darrick, thank you for what you gave us today. It was really beautiful.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. So we're going to make sure that, everyone will get this recording, and you're going to get the links to Darrick, and we'll make sure you can connect to him somehow, even with his site down, because our sites go down sometimes and stuff happens. And we're not going to stress about tech, because that's a real deal.
Exactly. But in the meantime, the way people can reach me is simply send me an email. He speaks at DarrickLamar.com. And that's DarrickLamar.com. He speaks at DarrickLamar.com.
Got it. I just put it in the chat for everybody too.
There it is. Just send me an email. You can simply put the shift in the subject. It doesn't even matter. Just send me an email. I will respond. My team will respond. And we'll get you in for some coaching sessions. Of course, your first one will be complimentary, just because that's what Elle does, and I'm going to do it. We're connected. Let's do it. So you get a very free consultation for real. And let's see if we can get some a shift happening in your life.
I love it, Darrick. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, and then we'll open up the next one.
All righty.